Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this edition of ESPN FC Extra Time. I'm Sebastian Salazar. We got Danny Higginbotham, we got Stevie, Nicol, and we have your questions off of Twitter. The first one, so timely. Is David Luiz the most overrated defender of all time? Stevie, overrated, not the word I would have chosen.
I don't think he's overrated because we all know that he's an accident waiting to happen. The surprising thing is that somebody keeps playing him in a position where he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders to A, not make mistakes, and B, responsible. And his biggest problem is that sometimes he's very irresponsible in his challenges and he makes mistakes. So the question should be, who keeps playing him in that position?
Danny, were either of you cheated? This one's for you. Either of you cheated out of winning a game such as Sheffield United was on Wednesday?
I probably go back a little bit in a different way. I remember when I was at Southampton and we went through to the last game of the season and we were playing Manchester United at home, and I think we needed a draw or possibly a win to stay up. And our rivals at the time down at the bottom of the league were West Brom, and they were playing our local rivals, Portsmouth. And Portsmouth went there and the Portsmouth fans were singing and celebrating every time West Brom scored. And West Brom won the game, we lost, and we ended up going down. But the Portsmouth fans were celebrating in that situation. So that was a real hard one to take. But I would say that that's probably the closest we've come where we just felt really unjust because, you had Portsmouth fans celebrating West Brom beating them.
Mason Mount or Christian Pulisic, who would link up perfectly with Werner and Ziyech up front at Chelsea? Stevie?
Mason Mount. It's a pretty easy answer because
the Americans are going to be mad, Stevie. The Americans are going to be mad.
Well, I'm not here to keep people happy. I'm here to answer the question. If you don't want me to answer the question properly, anybody, then don't ask the question. Listen, the truth is, nobody knows the two of these players better than Frank Lampard. And Frank Lampard, in a choice of picking Mason Mount or Pulisic, is going to pick Mason Mount. That is not in question. So I'm going to go with Frank Lampard. Mason Mount is way quicker. His name's put on the team sheet way before Christian Pulisic. That's just a fact. So, regardless of where he comes from, the truth is, between the two of them, it's Mason Mount.
What number penalty did you take in penalty shootouts? What would have been your ideal position in the penalty lineup? Danny?
I was fortunate enough when I played, there was a penalty taker, and I didn't take that many, maybe 10 or 12, but I didn't miss one. But I think as a defender, every now and then you want the glory, so possibly the fifth penalty to maybe win it. So yeah, for defenders to get a little bit of glory for a change.
Stevie, fifth penalty for you?
I actually have taken the first and the fifth. I ballooned the first one when I took it first over the crossbar, and when I took the last one, I stuck it in the back of the net. So go figure.
Ah, boy, here we go. It just always comes up in extra time, doesn't it? Danny, would a throw-in coach have improved your Stoke City side on the field, or was Rory Delap the authority figure in that department?
He's gone down in legendary status because of it. It wouldn't have made any difference. I actually remember the specific moment because I played with Rory at Derby, then I was with him at Southampton. And when he came to Stoke, he got injured. And Tony Pulis loved to do set pieces before a game. And he just wanted to basically take throw-ins, but, just see how far somebody could get it. And Rory was injured, so our manager had just said, right, the opposition have got a long throw, Rory, so just throw some in. And he expected him to just throw, over his head. But he didn't do it. He took it like a normal throw-in. And I've never seen a manager's eyes light up like Tony Pulis's did. And it goes down, in folklore in Stoke. And, that was the beginning of things. Every time we got a corner at home, it felt like, we were going to score a goal. And I remember playing against Hull City at home, and the goalkeeper put the ball out for a corner instead of giving us a throw, which was incredible to see. But no, we just knew when Rory got the ball, it wasn't so much the distance, it was the trajectory and and the pace when he threw the ball and where it was going. So it was just a case of when he picked the ball up, we knew exactly where he was putting it, and everybody was accustomed to that.
Stevie, can the Man City attack destroy Bayern Munich's defense?
Can the Man City's attack what?
Destroy is the question. Bayern Munich's defense.
Absolutely. Yeah, no question. Yeah, Bayern's defence, particularly since the restart of the Bundesliga, hasn't particularly been tested. Boateng, no question, is past his best. Manuel Neuer, I think, is past his best. Davies at left back. Alphonso Davies is better going forward. He gets away with a lot of things because of his pace defensively, but I think he still has work to do on his 1v1s. And Pavard is a good defender. But Manchester City, at the best, with the front three, absolutely could terrorise Bayern. They could, no question.
Danny, who's your favourite ever teammate? Paul wants to know.
I'm going to go back to Rory Delap. I was with him at Derby, was with him at Southampton, and was with him at Stoke, and just a real good guy on and off the pitch. And I think, obviously, the status that he got with his throwing, I think sometimes that undermined just how good a player he was. He was a fantastic player, and he's a really good family friend now. So I would say Rory Delap for that instance, on and off the pitch.
Last question goes to Stevie. Stevie, you were such a versatile player back in your day. Have you ever forgotten which position you were playing in a particular game? For example, straying to the right side of the pitch when you were actually filling in at left back.
No. Absolutely not.
After yesterday's extra time, you never know.
Let me tell you something though. I have coached some players who, when you ask them to do a certain job, absolutely do the complete opposite thing, and you absolutely can't figure it out. I took an MLS All-Star team to play in the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. This was when it was the Galacticos. And I brought a player on at half-time who was known to not be the brightest. And I got him on the board and I showed him in a diagram where I wanted him at corners against. And it was right on the outside of our penalty box where the semicircle is. I said, right, I want you standing right there so that if the ball drops, then you can clear it or you can affect the play. Right on the edge of our box, right? The first corner Real Madrid get, he's standing on the halfway line on the right wing. Honestly, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I'm screaming at him, and he's looking at me as if to say, what's he on about? Anyway, I've never done it myself, but this particular player, that's exactly what he did.
The typing you heard there was me frantically searching for the box score of that match, Stevie, so I could see who you subbed on at the half. I haven't found it yet, but I'll look for it as soon as I can and tweet it. Maybe they'll talk about it on tomorrow's show. Jules is back, so is Dan Thomas. Plenty to look forward to on Friday as the guys get you set for Barcelona against Sevilla. They'll recap that and everything coming up on the weekend.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.